In this video, we are going to print the screen the JSON properties behind a feature layer collection object, which represents a feature service in our ArcGIS Online. Open up the FLC properties.py script from the feature layer collection object folder. Right, I want to keep this video brief. I just want to show you how to access the properties for a feature layer collection object. There are two options. The feature layer collection object has a properties property that will expose the properties, or we can also go through a manager property for a feature layer collection object that exposes a feature layer collection manager that also has a properties property that returns the same information. Up top, we are importing our GIS class and the feature layer collection class. We first access ArcGIS Online. We use our GIS class and supply in our home string, and we'll assign the GIS object to a variable called AGOL. We then use our GIS object and access the content manager and use the get method and supply in our feature service item ID, which I'll paste in now for my notepad. The get method returns an item object that represents the feature service, and we'll assign that to a variable called item. As we saw in the previous video, we use our feature layer collection class and the from item method, supplying in the item object to create a feature layer collection object. We're going to assign this to a variable called FLC. Now we want to print the properties to screen. So we'll use the print function. We'll call our FLC variable dot and simply add the properties property. Now the other option to access the properties is to use the feature layer collection object, the feature layer collection manager object, and then use the properties property. It will return the exact same as our feature layer collection object properties property, which I'm going to run now. Our properties have been printed to screen. We can see the service item ID, and this matches the item ID for the content item in ArcGIS Online. When we do eventually enable exports on our feature service, we can see the supported export formats here from CSV to Excel. One of the most important properties here is the capabilities. At the moment, it defaults to query, meaning that if we did have any layers and tables and data in there, that we'd only be able to query the information and not edit or update, unless of course you're an admin. And I recommend you take time to read through some of these properties. I'll scroll down to the bottom where you can see our layers and tables, and we currently have two empty lists here, as we do not have any layers or tables currently with our feature service. The whole point of this video was just to show you how you can access the properties for a feature layer collection object. Not all properties are present in that JSON definition from the start. If you go back and check through those details, there's nothing on editor tracking. That only gets added once you set that. In the next video, we'll take a look at how we can update some of these properties, as we will be updating properties for a feature layer collection object throughout the course. Make sure to continue on to the next video in this series, and also make sure to subscribe. Take care.